Anyways, yeah, so a lot of news, a lot of things happening that were, you know, just weird. So first off, just as an update, it seems that all Boost applications are working and website is working, so that's good. I got to reach out to customer care and see if they're available because of that payment that I made that they say is had declined, yet it's still withdrawn from my checking account. So I got to reach out to them and chat with them about that and make sure that that payment gets credited. In other news, outside of the fact of the cyber attack with Dish, Sling TV, Boost Mobile, and such, it would also look like that Google Fi had made some changes. So if you guys don't know, Google Fi pretty much was known for its smart switching capabilities to switch between different providers that it's contracted with to provide connection service. No matter where you are, you're always covered, right? Originally started and named Project Fi in its earlier stages, its beta stages. They were partnered with Sprint and T-Mobile. So the smart switching capabilities were with Sprint and T-Mobile. And later on, they added a third carrier, which was US Cellular. Now, after the merger, it just became T-Mobile and US Cellular. But recently, Google Fi has ended its partnership with US Cellular. You can still roam on US Cellular, and that's a little bit different. I mean, Google Fi has always been able to roam on all carriers. You can roam on Verizon, you can roam on AT&T. Just because the roaming agreements that T-Mobile has with them. But to say that they have two carrier partnership, those days are over. So for Google Fi customers, is this really going to affect them? The answer to that question is no. It's not really going to affect them. Most places where customers have Google Fi service, T-Mobile is basically the only service provider. US Cellular will cover the Midwest area and Northern California, but it's not like from the Midwest all the way to Northern California, because here in Arizona, US Cellular does not exist. Their towers are not out here, so therefore, if you have US Cellular and you're in Arizona, you're going to be roaming. So, it's not going to deeply impact Google Fi customers. I'm just hoping that Google Fi is not settling on just having, T-Mobile as, its network connection for data and cellular service. I'm hoping that, they're looking into talks with AT&T or Verizon. It would be amazing if it was Verizon. I mean, I think, to be honest with everybody, what would bring me back to Google Fi, really want me to be on Google Fi's network, would in fact have to be them having some sort of partnership with Verizon. AT&T, I have Boost Infinite, which is using AT&T. It's going to be using T-Mobile's network as well, along with Dish's native 5G network. So, Google Fi getting a Verizon partnership, that would make sense, to be covered wherever you go. It would make sense to continue to have the smart switch capabilities. And it would be what would bring me back to Google Fi. We'll see, because nothing has been said about Google Fi looking at other options to create new partnerships to continue on having the smart switch. And the smart switch was what put them on the map. There were two things that Google Fi was doing that put them on the map and had people sign up and subscribe to services from them. even though they're an MVNO. One was the smart switch capabilities, which, I mean, yes, granted, you needed a Google Pixel phone in order to be able to do that. With non-Pixel devices, it was T-Mobile that they would access only. But that was one feature that, made Google Fi stand out from the rest. The second is the fact that, if you were on the Unlimited Plus plan, which gave you international usage, your phone would just work wherever you went. It worked in over 200 countries. And you didn't have to subscribe to any international plan because the Unlimited Plus was the all-in-one plan for, international usage and, domestic cellular and data usage. So it would just work. Like, you could be on your plane traveling, and like on your device you would just see Google Fi just give you a welcome message like welcome to China. And yes, it worked in China, and China's their firewall that they have set up with their networks out there that block access to Facebook and things like that. Google Fi could go around that. So accessing things like Google Drive and stuff like that, which wasn't allowed in China, would be allowed if you had Google Fi service. So yeah. That was Google Fi's two things that made Google Fi stand out from everybody else. Anyways, sorry. Make sure that I got to park right. Anyways, so seeing that, I mean, it's not a big impact to Google Fi customers. They're not going to notice a difference in their network connection unless you are already living out in the Midwest and maybe you were dominantly on US Cellular's network and every now and then tapped into T-Mobile's network. Well, then you'll be affected. You'll see that you're only connecting to T-Mobile, or you'll be considered roaming if you're still connected to US Cellular. But like I said, the only way they would get me back to sign up, services back up with them is if Verizon was brought into the mix. To be quite honest, and Google and Verizon have had a pretty decent relationship before, so why not? Anyways, guys, that's all for this morning's car vlog. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Smash the like button to help circulate this. If you disliked it, go ahead and leave it a thumbs down. It's up to you. But any rating helps. So that's it. I'm gonna go inside. Take it easy. Happy Friday, Junior, and aloha.